All right, a shocking drug discovery at the White House, sparking a blizzard of speculation. Fox News can confirm that cocaine was indeed found in the West Wing on Sunday while President Biden and his family were away at Camp David. The Secret Service discovering the white powder in a what they called working area during a routine inspection. It caused a brief evacuation with fire and emergency crews responding to a 911 call to the White House, weighing in today and pointing out that there could be a lot of suspects.
Where this was discovered is a heavily traveled area where many White House, West Wing, I should be even more specific, West Wing visitors come through this particular area. When people visit the West Wing, there is the area of the West Wing where it is highly traveled, and that is what happens. People come through this particular area. It's highly traveled. I'm just not going to get into specifics. We do have West Wing tours that occur here on campus. They happen in this particular past couple of days. They happen on Friday, they happen on Saturday and Sunday.
The White House also dodging questions left and right on the cocaine caper.
So what's preventing a visitor from bringing in anthrax or something that's not magnetic into the White House?
No, look, Weijia, I totally understand the question, but it is under investigation.
Does the White House support the prosecution of this individual?
I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals from here.
Would the president be satisfied with, sir, this is a busy room and we found some cocaine. We don't know who brought it.
So let's see what the Secret Service says, right?
How determined is the president to get to the bottom of who brought illegal drugs into the White House?
The president thinks it is incredibly important to get to the bottom of this.
I would love to be able to say the president's mad, and then they can't do that.
They should blame you.
Totally.
They should say that they found it in a My Little Kitty coin purse
for a while.
Yeah. I used to take one of those to the working area of the
Cocaine?
White House. No, the purse. The little phony purse.
Did you see what they did, though?
What did they do?
It went from it was found at a library, highly specific, to a working area. And they kept stressing this over and over again. The possibility of suspects are endless. You know, we'll probably never get to the bottom of this one. It'll be another unsolved mystery. And our media, who generally love to pursue a great story, when it's a Republican, will not do anything on it. And I know that sounds so repetitive, the shoe on the other foot thing, but it is true that if this were, in the last couple of weeks, we've had a trans activist burying her breasts. We find coke. It's like if this were, it's like they're running a low-rent strip club. Yes. But I also do love how the media pounces on the right for bringing up Hunter, as if, he isn't the most obvious culprit. Is there somebody else we're missing, media? Should we be talking about Kamala's laughter? Is that what you would prefer? But this is a guy who leaves drugs, guns, and laptops everywhere. He got thrown out of the Navy for a coke. He got thrown out of the Chateau Marmont. It's hard to get thrown out of the Chateau Marmont. Trust me, I have tried. And then, of course, he was just at the White House. So I guess, Occam's razor, this is the most obvious thing that could happen. But I love the fact that, if you bring it up, it's like, oh, typical, you'd bring up Hunter. What about a father's love for his son?
Right. And
he's an
addict in recovery.
How dare you?
And he is an addict in recovery. Okay, whatever.
Well, that's one hell of a recovery.
Sign me up. Judge, she was also asked if they would be going, any of the staff within the West Wing would be undergoing testing, drug testing. Watch her here.
Will any White House staffers be undergoing drug testing as part of this investigation?
White House is subject to rigorous guidelines that include drug testing, and so we will take any action that is appropriate and warranted pending the outcome of the Secret Service. Just not going to get into hypotheticals from here.
Her ambivalence in her answer, in not answering, is consistent with the ambivalence about, will the White House prosecute? Why would you not say, we are going to prosecute? We have to send the message here. It is illegal. You don't bring it into the White House. If you're a staffer high on cocaine, you shouldn't be in the White House. If you're a staffer who brings cocaine in, you shouldn't be in the White House. If you're a tourist, and how many think a tourist would do this? You think you're going to get past the incredible screening, get past the canines, get past everything if you're a tourist? And who's going to dare do it?
And then, once you get through all those things, then take it out of your pocket and put it in the
and
cubby
leave
hole.
it there. But the amazing thing is, Greg touched on this. For the D.C. hazmat people said it's in the library. There's a tape recording. Dana, where is the library? The library is in the East Wing, where the president's family is, and not the West Wing, where the public and the press go through. But let me continue that train of thought, because I am a prosecutor, and this kind of stuff makes me crazy. Number one, the purpose, and let me say this, Secret Service agents are ready to take a bullet for the president. But I want to ask you, the Secret Service job is to protect the president and his family. The Secret Service is the one that retrieved the gun from that basket, that garbage can outside the school. The Secret Service are the people who went to where Hunter bought the gun and tried to get the pistol permit application, that is the substance of a crime right now, away from the shop owner, but he wouldn't give it to them. So here we have a White House that wants to manage every aspect of our lives, what drugs we can take, what drugs we can't take, whether we should go to work, whether we should go to school, whether we should do this or that. But a little cocaine in the White House, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I mean, it's outrageous the way they responded.
Joey, the White House demanded a second test because it's almost as if they're like, gosh, we really hope it's anthrax and not cocaine, because that story's really bad for us.
Yeah, so it's going to be really hard for the White House to come out strong against this person. I mean, just think about it. What if this person is a staffer there, and they come out and say, you know what, I've just worked really hard. They expect me to work 18 hours a day. I'm stressed out. I fell into this bad habit. My family member died. It was tragic. I'm struggling to keep up. I've become an addict. I'm a victim of my own device or my own vices. And I need help is what I need. I just need help. I mean, this is an administration that if in no other way than through their own silence, supports the broad progressive policy in communities and cities around the country that says doing drugs is not an immoral thing. It's a sign of victimhood. Drug crime unfairly prosecutes people. Their position as a party from coast to coast is to make excuses and to provide some sort of redemption path for someone who does drugs or is addicted to drugs, not provide consequence. So how can you support Gavin Newsom or his entire state on this and come out hard on somebody that might work for you that got caught with a little bit of cocaine? I mean, they've put themselves in a place where I don't see how they can come down hard on them, and not be called out for hypocrisy by the further left.
I'd like to put myself, Jessica, in the shoes of any press secretary and imagine what it would have been like on a Sunday night of the holiday weekend when you think, I'm going to have like 2 days here where I can just catch my breath, spend some time with my family, and you get the call that says, hey, heads up, they found cocaine in the White House.
Well, it seemed like a joke, right? When I saw it circulating on Twitter, I thought it was like the perfect July hoax, right?
Too
like
on the nose. Or in the
up
nose.
the nose. And every joke was taken before you could get back on TV, which must have been devastating for you, Greg. But it did. Like, you have a son who's was an addict, is openly in recovery. Suddenly there's a little baggie of coke. He met up with his dad before they went to Camp David. Did he slip into the visitor place and, just stash something in a cubby hole? Like, it was all too insane. But of course, they're riveted by it on Sunday evening. And then you have the people who, people are defending the family, obviously saying it's too on the nose, in the nose, whatever. And then you have the people who are out to get Hunter no matter what, who are, tracing things. It turns into one of those, like, remember the show Homeland, one of those boards where there are red strings connecting, and then he went here, and I'm sure he talked to so-and-so. And it's all really just concerning on a national security level. And I think that was the best question that was asked. What if anthrax now can get in easily? How is this conceivable that cocaine got in there, if not from someone who works in there and could get it in a
There are lots of cameras in the White House.
I bet they're going to blame it on a worker, like somebody that cleans. That's what they'll do. 'Cause, that's the easiest way out. Is to it was an overnight worker.
But there's a glassine bag. Are there fingerprints on the bag? Did they protect the bag?
DNA,
Did they collect it in the proper way?
Well, we know it's not Hunter because Hunter's a man of the people. He's a crack guy. This is cocaine. This is way too white collar.
Yes.
Can you imagine, though, like if you invited, because on those holiday weekends, you do get a lot of friends and family asking you, can you please give us a tour while we're in town for the fireworks? And so you go in on the weekend. You say, can you imagine how many people are calling their friends and family going, did you just screw my life over? Because you better fess up right now.
That would have been a good thing. Hunter, like, getting his dealer in on a tour. That's a great way to get your drugs in.
That's not bad.
That's
I mean,
a great.
It's another red string.
Exactly.
Bring back the West Wing show. You've got writers right here on the 5.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.